And Roger is here with Boris and Greg as well. And you hadn't read the script, had you?
No, I didn't. This is too much to be true. I mean, I'm living obviously somewhat of a dream, I think, because this is a very magical moment in my career. Of course, I'm aware of that, and yeah, I mean, obviously the crowd was torn at the end, you know, with Murray's loss, but I still thought it was an amazing atmosphere and an amazing match to be part of.
It was. It's a ridiculous question to ask because it's a bit like anybody asks when you compare anything. But of 7 titles here, where would this rank?
I don't know.
Because you've broken the record.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the first one always remains unique in the sense of, you know, your career could stop right there. I went through some pressure moments, you know, after that, going particularly for my 5th, I thought, you know, equaling Bjorn, who was sitting there in the crowd. That was big, you know, I remember that was a lot of pressure. And then today, honestly, I don't quite understand yet what just happened. Normally, I understand much faster, and I'm very good at this, that, you know, I sink to my knees. I'm like, oh my God, I just won Wimbledon. But this one, I tried to, I think, block out the entire pressure I had, because there was a lot on the line for me, really, today as well, like for Andy too, that I just tried to block it out as much as I could. So when it all happened, I was like, oh my God, it's over, you know, and I think it's going to take me some time to understand what just happened.
Just I'll ask one more and then the guys can come in. Did it feel different playing against Andy at Wimbledon because of everything else that was associated with the occasion?
Right, and then indoor at the end, that's not something I've ever done before in a Wimbledon finals before. I have played Tim Henman here before, as we remember. I'm one of the older guys, you know, on tour. Tim Henman, you know, kind of good-looking guy with the tie and everything now. No, but so I have played him here in the past, so I know how tough it is, you know, playing a Brit, but this was obviously unique in the sense that it was in the finals, and how much everybody wanted Andy to win his first Grand Slam here at Wimbledon. It would make perfect sense, you know, but unfortunately for him it didn't happen, but I am convinced and sure that he will get some Grand Slam titles.
I felt that you changed your game quite dramatically from the first set, where you felt you rallying a bit more than necessary, into the second set, third set, you kept the ball short. Was that something you talked with Paul Annacone before, or you just felt the match just turned on you a little bit and you had to do that?
Well, the thing was, first couple of sets were obviously different because they were outdoors, and there was not a lot, but there was wind, and particularly from the Royal Box end down. So you play, I mean, obviously I had a game plan, and I knew how I wanted to use, you know, my game against his, but then the wind was more...
Speak about it. What was it? Yeah. What was your game plan?
My game plan was to play aggressive, you know, try to attack a second serve, try to, you know, vary it with my slice and my, you know, drive back, and then obviously try to come to net if Andy sort of allows me to. I kind of gave him the perfect start for him to feel comfortable in a Wimbledon final, which was a problem for me, and that made me feel uncomfortable for at least 2 sets, I'd say, because playing from behind is not so easy. You don't...
When you got the second set, though, did you think, got him?
No, I mean, I knew that this is big, because this is going to extend the match by a long way. This might now become physical and mental, which I don't want to say works in my favor, because I think Murray's one of the fittest guys out there. But mentally, I know it's not a problem for me, whereas maybe him, you still, you know, wonder sometimes. But at least it kept me out there for a longer period of time. And then, I mean, we saw the clouds coming in. It was thick clouds out there, so that was unusual, of course. You know, then having to switch to indoors for the rest of the match.
Great.
Well, the other thing is, what record's more important to you? You know, you're just going to beat not Roger Federer, I should say, Pete Sampras' record of 286 weeks as world #1. You've won 7 Wimbledons. You know, what keeps you motivated? You got 2 kids, a lovely wife.
Right.
What drives you to do all these records and continue playing so well?
Well, for some crazy reason, I do remember that I did start on court 25 in the beginning, you know, and there was maybe 20 people watching me play, even though I was a crowd pleaser. People loved to see my tennis, and I did go through the rankings quickly. I mean, I played you in the very beginning. Unfortunately, I missed your ball. So
you can play him in the other 35.
Right, hopefully one day, you know. But so for me, I think I'm aware of how lucky I have become, and I am today, playing on center court. Every match I do play, I have such amazing crowd support everywhere I do go, that is for me reason enough to be motivated. And And then the family aspect, that my wife's willing to do all the sacrifice, that the kids are happy on tour, that we make it work. It's quite magical. And this was not just a big moment in my career, but in my life actually. And that's where, you know, you feel like maybe you want to do more, but who knows what's going to happen the next few years. But I'm excited.
None of us can imagine. Listen, we haven't got much time. One more question, if I may. You'll be back here in 3 weeks' time for the Olympic Games, for heaven's sake. You know, it's almost like, is this the warm-up to the Olympic Games?
No.
Because the one thing you haven't got, of course, is an Olympic gold medal.
In singles,
yeah.
yes.
And obviously got the doubles from Beijing. How much do you want that?
I mean, I want it badly, but I think other 64 guys want that too, you know. Now, of course, I feel that I have a good chance to win here because of my history here at the championships.
You think?
I hope, God.
Still so humble. Number one player in the world.
No, but it is, what I would like to say is, like, actually it is a very special moment in the game of tennis for us to be able to play the Olympics here at Wimbledon. I think for our generation this is very lucky, and now all I'm hoping is I'm staying injury-free, healthy for the next couple of weeks, that I can really attack the Olympics here. Of course, an Olympic gold would be absolutely amazing, but I do have one in the doubles from Shanghai, which actually, for me, takes some pressure off having to win here, you know, the singles.
Well, listen, the best of luck in 3 weeks' time. Not that you need it.
Thank
and we'll see you for number 8 next year, maybe.
Well, we'll see.
Who's to say? Listen, thanks very much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Roger Federer, of course. So,